Good morning from Leh Ladakh. Today I am going to travel from Leh to Srinagar in Kashmir, a brilliant overland journey by bus, by local bus on the JKRTC company, over the Zoji pass all the way to Srinagar. It's going to be an 18-hour journey and it's going to be epic. Now, it was quite difficult to get on this bus. I came yesterday to try and buy a ticket at the new bus stand here in the south of Leh, and they wouldn't sell me one. They said come back at 3, and I came back at 3. Then they said come back tomorrow, and I came back today and they still wouldn't sell me one. The people weren't that friendly inside the office, but a nice guy on the bus has arranged for me to be able to sit in the aisle. There aren't any seats available apparently, so I've got to do this 18-hour journey sitting on my bag in the aisle. Maybe I'll get a seat, I'm not quite sure. It's going to be an epic journey. Now, I've been sick while I've been here. I've been here for 2 weeks. I spent 5 days in the local hospital in Leh with dysentery. Been pretty bad, and I'm still not 100%. So this is an epic journey. Not feeling too well, but hopefully it's going to all go to plan. This is the bus, the Jammu and Kashmir State Road Transport Corporation. A really nice guy from the military from Manipur has helped me out and has explained to the driver and got me on the bus. So thankfully, if I couldn't get on this bus, I would have had to have taken, maybe there might have been a public jeep available where you, a shared taxi, you're paying a shared taxi. That's about 3,000 to go to Srinagar. On this bus, it should be about 1,000. Not sure how much I'm going to have to pay for my seat in the aisle, but let's see how the journey goes. So about 30 minutes till the bus leaves, and hopefully I am on board. I've got a seat here up by the front. I've got to hope the driver allows me to stay on and I can pay him, because I don't have a ticket. They wouldn't send me a ticket. Let's see if I can get to Srinagar, because I really do need to travel today. The conductor guy has got on and he put me on the front seat, so it looks like I'm going to be accepted to travel here. I'm so happy about that. Hopefully I can pay someone and be on my way. So we're off. It's 2:30 p.m. and we have just started this 430 kilometre, 18 to 20 hours maybe bus ride on a rather full bus. Plenty of people behind me. I've got a seat up by the driver, and I might even get that seat at the front if I'm lucky. A bit later on they're going to get off soon, so let's see. Buckle down for a long, maybe not that comfortable journey. Quick pee stop for 10 minutes in Kelsey, a couple of hours down the road. Nice, could do with that. So it isn't the most comfortable journey, but it is spectacular coming through the mountains of Ladakh. Now it's incredible. We are going to be moving now from here, from Ladakh, onto Kashmir. Now Kashmir is a disputed region. Ever since 1947, the partition between India and Pakistan, it has been disputed. It is a state of India. Pakistan claim it. It is a Muslim majority. Also, there is a separatist movement who are fighting for a free and independent Kashmir. So there has been a lot of civil disturbances, protests, and there's been civil conflict over the years. It's reasonably peaceful now. The UK FCO advise against all travel to Kashmir, saying that there is a risk of terrorism. There hasn't been any terrorist acts against tourists at all, so it's pretty safe as a tourist. The insurgency situation is kind of like towards the border and inland a little bit, and the Indian military quash that as they go. Now, I did a little bit of security research before I choose to come here, which is always a good idea when you go into a disputed region, and I found out that there will be elections the week after I leave. Now, that means that there could be more risk of protests and roadblocks, things like that. The Indian army have sent 300 different battalions to keep an eye on the situation. I think I'm going to be safe. I'm not really going to know until I get there. So that is the situation in Kashmir at the moment. We'll be crossing the border after going to Kargil, and we'll definitely notice a difference between being in the majority Buddhist region of Ladakh to the majority Muslim region of Kashmir. A long, long night. The old lady's got up, and now I've got this lovely seat at the front of the bus for the rest of the journey. Soon I'll be going down. Beautiful scenery here. So it's 8 p.m. and we've stopped at a daba, a eating place just outside Kargil, about 3k outside Kargil. Kargil is kind of like in western Ladakh, getting very close to the Pakistan border here. So yeah, we're going to be passing through here and then carrying on towards the border with Kashmir. That's at the Zoji Pass. It might happen in the middle of the night. I'm not going to eat here because my stomach's been so dodgy. I daren't eat just in case everything explodes, you know what I mean? So yeah, everyone else will eat, we'll stop for a while and then we'll move on. It's going good. I can't believe that they put me in the front seat, the best seat in the house. Like, I've gone from thinking I wasn't even going to get on the bus or standing for 18 hours to the best seat in the house. So hopefully I'll sleep well there tonight. So we've stopped in Dras. I thought we were making really good time, 150 kilometers to go. It's 10 p.m. The bus is actually stopping here till 4 a.m. so we're having 6 hours rest. The driver's going to go and sleep somewhere. Don't know if you can get a room or something like that. We're just going to crash on the bus for 6 hours and then continue in the morning. Obviously be able to drive during the daytime, which is way better than going at night, especially heading over the Zoji Pass soon. It's about 30 kilometers away. The driver came along earlier to collect money, and I paid 980 for the ride, which is exactly the right price it costs to go to Shinagar. So 980 rupees, not too bad, about a tenner for a night travelling all the way to Shinagar. So I'm going to settle down now, get some sleep, see you in the morning. So everyone finds somewhere to sleep on the bus here. For example, we've got a guy sleeping here by the side of us. This young lad is in a crate just below by my feet there. Looking very comfortable. Good. Comfortable? Yes. Yeah, this is how it is, sleeping on the bus on the way to Shinagar. This is pretty cool actually. I love the community spirit. Everyone's kind of just crashing out here together in the bus. You can get a room in there apparently, or maybe a bed in a dormitory for 250 rupees, so it's not a lot of money, but I'm quite cozy here, so this is me for the night. So 4:30 AM after 6 hours rest, we're on the road again, 150 kilometers to Srinagar. Just come to the second checkpoint of the night. I had to fill in lots of details to tell them who I am and where I'm going. And it looks like they closed the pass for the night and they've just opened it and letting vehicles through now. Altitude 11,649 foot, about 3,500 meters. This is not an all-weather road. This closes in the winter. First thing I recognise between Kashmir and Ladakh is how green and verdant and how many trees there are here compared to that high altitude dry desert in Ladakh. It really is different. One last stop for chai, about 60 kilometres to go into Srinagar. I'm really tired. I was sleeping for a lot of that after the pass. Really beautiful scenery. Really do like this lovely green, fresh air. It's lovely here. Yeah, might have a cup of tea. A hot cup of sweet tea to wake you up in the morning. 15 rupees, nice. Back in the city, Shinagar. Around the north of the lake to get into the city. Must be a way to avoid the inner city traffic. On Boulevard Avenue now you can see all of the houseboats lining Lake Dal and the Shakiras, the boats to take people over. So here I am in Srinagar in the very muddy bus stand. I've made it after 20 hours in total. It's about 10 o'clock in the morning now, with the 6-hour stopover last night for a rest. It all went quite well, really. I would call it a pretty hardcore journey, to be honest. If you're a soft traveller, I probably wouldn't take this, but it was definitely worth it for the scenery all the way across Ladakh and Kashmir as well. Absolutely wonderful. A lot of police checkpoints on the way coming on the Kashmir side, coming into Srinagar. I didn't film them because it's best not to, those things. But all in all, a great journey. I'm glad I'm here. Now next I am going to be staying on a luxury houseboat with a friend of mine, Jeff, a hardcore traveller who has been featured in many other of our videos. So I'm going to be showing you what it's like to be staying on a luxury houseboat on Lake Dal in Srinagar. So definitely follow and check that out. Thanks for watching, really do appreciate it. I'm exhausted now, I'm going to go and rest for a while. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.